Yes.
Good evening and welcome to no new Monday edition of Break Even Sports. I am your host for this evening, Virtual Producer, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am on a possible flu game right now because
Ooh,
I'm
a
not
flu
feeling
game.
good, but I'm going to power through this because we got to get this one done. But good possibility you may not see my lovely face tomorrow, but we'll see. And as always, I have two people with me. Patrick will not be on today. The Chelsea Sunderland game really kind of
Hurt him.
hurt him. So we'll talk about that. He gave me some notes that I will not read and read something else completely different. But tonight I've got a breakfast takes with me. I've got Ed and Donnie. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're living the dream, baby.
We're bookending our day today.
I know, right?
That's what happens on Monday, 6 a.m. We're waking up, drinking some coffee, and now it's like, okay, we got to get this one done so we can go to bed.
He's drinking his big ass mug of coffee,
And I'm just drinking some water tonight. So
I mean, I understand like wanting to see me every day, but like, how can you put up with Ed in the morning and in the evening?
That's right. That's right.
I can put up with Ed anytime.
We had some fun with the Carolina sports. That was a lot of fun.
We do. The goal is to make it an hour, and the last week and this week, it's like
we always go over.
We're like, okay, we're running out of time. We got to squeeze some stuff in here at the end.
know
we didn't squeeze a lot in this morning. We really got on a couple of things, but I mean, it's fun. It's a good conversation, and I don't think either one of us can really go much past an hour to get our day going anyway. So it's kind of cool to get a few things in with the teams in the Carolinas.
That's right, Jolly.
I mean, and also you can only talk so much about that Carolina Panther performance.
Oh my God.
There was not a lot to say about that one for sure. So
we were so angry, right? Because at least we expected a little bit more of that team showing up. They didn't show up at all. So there's that.
I mean, like I was saying on Thursday, I felt like Young being gone really kind of changed the game plan they had.
Yeah,
it did, and like I said Dad this morning too. It's like I expected Andy Dalton's experience would maybe carry them okay. It didn't. His immobility, because of how much experience he has, hurt him. So
that's a new one. I've not heard that before. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm serious.
Bro, I thought it. I didn't want to say it. I did. I was like, all right, what is this? Like about to just bust out in a minute. Oh my God. That's good.
That's really funny. So tonight, we got some soccer talk, of course. We got some FCS talk. We got a lot of games to talk about in the FCS. Especially one that I am very, very happy about. And then one that I'm not so happy about. We'll probably figure out when we talk about them. But let's first start with soccer like usual. And I will say this. One of us had a terrible weekend on soccer. One of us had a meh weekend on soccer. And someone had a absolutely fantastic weekend on soccer. So the fantastic one is Mr. 3-0 at Everton. That's it with Tottenham.
That's right. I was happy about that.
I didn't watch that game. Everton really was not. I felt like they were not in that.
No, they were from the very beginning. You can tell that, like, this was like not like last week where Tottenham gave up that game when they should have won the game. This one they were dominant the whole match, and it was a good match for Tottenham. They needed that win in order to get back into the winning ways. But yeah, last week definitely I was not pleased with the results of that match. This week a little bit better. I'm a little happier.
Well, it's funny about last week's match because Aston Villa beat Man City.
True story.
So I think we need to start putting credit on their name.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this because uh, I've noticed that Man City has not been as dominant in the last year, like or two, as before. I mean, because before it, like, I mean, they were gone from the very get go. Like, I mean, that's it. It was over, and they weren't coming back. But this year, it's a little bit different than than years past with Man City.
They're definitely not as dominant as they've used to be because I'm going through some of their games in the past. Okay, a one draw against Arsenal. Okay, that's actually a good result. 2-2 draw against Monaco in the Champions League. Probably should have won that one. Only beating Brentford 1-0.
Yep.
Losing to Brighton and losing back to back to Brighton and Tottenham in the beginning. So they're okay. They're beating who they probably
Should be beating.
but there's probably some teams where it's like, that Aston Villa one, I guarantee you they're going to want that one back.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with how my team showed up this week as far as last week. So I was very happy. And then, obviously that helps it out because right now, if you look at the table, right, you got Arsenal, AFC, and then you got Tottenham, right? So I'm actually then Sunderland and then Manchester City right there, following up. So not bad. And then you keep going.
What is this Bournemouth erasure you just did?
I don't know.
They exist. They are a real team. They have a young Frenchman that scored again.
I don't know what's going on with this table. I'm not used to seeing these teams at the top of the table compared to look at Chelsea, look at Crystal Palace. You know what I mean? It's like it's all I don't understand. I'm having such a hard time like coming to to just understand this table this year compared to years before. Do you guys ever look back at clips on your channel? Because I would believe you guys find them quite amusing. I'm going to. So before you just say anything, look, I've been trying to get it, but my phone broke. So I haven't been able to text or do much of anything with my phone. So, and Big Chupapi, who cares about the French?
They have good toast, though. As for going back to the shows, I do periodically go back, mostly because Eric always accuses me of cheating on picks.
True story.
I need to go back and make sure,
And because you're single, you don't have any life. You don't have a life.
Yes, that's exactly why. That's exactly why.
Why would you say something like that, Ed? Don't be saying that about Virgil.
Just soul-crushing loneliness over here.
I wonder who called you. Who would say something like that to
I
you?
don't know. Some old codger that's get off my lawn guy or something.
Some old hag, just calling you that. That's just mean.
All I would say is that it's not very wise to say that.
That's good. I like that. That was pretty good.
I didn't mean it the way it came out. Okay.
No. You're never going to live that one down.
I know I'm not. I know. Obviously, it's still coming up today.
And see, what makes it worse is that it has spread to the Tuesday and Thursday show.
Yeah.
It has. It hasn't shown up to the Monday morning show, so we're still good there.
Yeah. You're just gonna wait for me to show up. It was like, oh, look who's up because he's single and has nothing to do.
I'm waiting for that day that you're just gonna show up and say that. So, by the way, really quick, did you know that today it is the sports eclipse? Pretty much.
Yes.
That's a pretty cool thing to say,
Yeah, I saw that when I was looking earlier, and then I completely forgot to write anything down about it.
Yep. So I'm glad this is why I'm here. You're welcome.
So we got a football game.
Mm-hmm.
We got a baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 11 NBA games. We got a handful of NHL games.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not a lot of hockey tonight, but there are some.
Yeah. We got some MLS games going on too.
Yep.
And most importantly, we've got wrestling tonight. So yeah, just all the major sports just being hit.
Oh, speaking of wrestling, I forgot to tell you. So check this out. You will find this pretty cool.
This is not going to be good.
No. So it does. It's old wrestling. So my brother, he lives in New Hampshire, so he drove down to New England to go watch the Browns and Patriots game. Right, not a good game. Anyways, that's not the thing. Right, it was pretty cool. He was very close. He was right behind, right behind the Cleveland Browns. Right, so he was able to see all the players. And David Njoku was there, and David Njoku pulled a the Rock move. So because you know how he's like he does like the thing like the where he takes
The
his
people's
the sleeve.
elbow.
Yeah, he did that. And my brother recorded it, and because he
Oh
was
wow.
giving him the sleeves and everything to my nephew, the bands and everything to my nephew at that game you stuff. So I was like, man, that's cool as hell. Let me tell the guys because they would appreciate the wrestling move by David and Joku.
I'm telling you, man, there's stuff, like I said, wrestling leaks into different sports.
Oh yeah,
Whether
these
if
guys
it's
love
something,
stuff like that.
yeah, if it's something popular or something that's timeless, like you'll see people do it.
What's up, Terry? How you doing, buddy? Corey Hogue Sports is great. Follow Texas FCS and Iowa Lower Texas Sports. There it is. We'll find. We'll get it. Corey Hogue Sports. Okay, I'm looking for it right now. Is
Yeah,
it on Twitter?
Terry needs to let us know something about this new deal with the Flying Bison too.
Yeah.
Joining the league today.
All right, so they're a better fit for the TCL in my opinion, but I'm really hoping that doesn't mean the Mid American's going away.
Yeah, I saw you had commented that earlier. I think the same thing. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's just a bump for the Bison, and then the league will pick up some other teams and continue going.
Yeah, because I was looking at possibly going to Fort Smith for a game. So
really,
well, I like that area, and also it's kind of like the last stop in Arkansas before I go into Oklahoma. And if I'm going to Wichita this year or next year for the around the clock, then I may make a little road trip out of it.
I did tell my wife about that. I was like, you know that we might have a chance to have a booth for us to do like the streaming and everything. So she was like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "I'm not kidding. We are." I was like, "She's like, oh, you might have to do that now." And I'm like, "I just got my my you can go."
Are you gonna try to get press passes?
Yeah, hell yeah. For the whole for the crew, just so we can go and do the live streaming from there. And also big. I don't know about that, man. I'm not that big, that deep into it. I would sell it. I'm not keeping it, but I would sell it.
Well, if you sell it, make sure that you emphasize that it's used and not washed.
Game used jockstrap.
Well, hopefully he's not going to rip it off on the sideline and hand it to you.
I don't know the way that the Browns were playing and the way because he got a Browns record for sacks, and then the way their team. Anyways, that's for tomorrow's show.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say real quick because you're talking about your teams and your good weekend. I didn't have a great weekend, or at least on the Premier League because.
I was just going to say, Atletico Madrid just won today.
They did. They won today, and Bayern also won on Saturday. I was able to watch that game. We were at our friend's house. And, they didn't care anything about it, but they were fixing breakfast, and I just popped it on and cast it to the TV. So I did get to watch that match, and that was a good match. However, I didn't get to watch Crystal yesterday, and probably a good thing because they did not do well. As well as Thursday, they lost a game they should not have lost as well, and in the UEFA Conference League to AEK. How do I say this, Virgil? Larnaca.
That's close enough.
Yeah, they lost 1-0 there at home. So not a good weekend. Lose that match and then go into Sunday's match against Arsenal, which of course, they're going against the top team. But that was rough to not get at least get a point out of that one somehow.
I really think in that game, if anybody else but Eze scored that goal, it would not be near as bad.
Yeah.
Because I saw that happen and my mouth dropped. I was like, oh no, poor Donnie.
I know. It's like pouring salt into the wound as the ball goes in.
But you got to give him props. He did not celebrate against his old club.
How do you handle, like, when you go to a group, like an event or like, hanging out with friends and no one there gives two lying about what you're watching. Like, I mean, it's just like, do you still watch it? Do you keep it, or you just like, all right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. I'm usually by myself.
Well, so Saturday night. Well, see, my friends, they don't even have cable. They stream a few things, but they don't have any cable to watch anything. So the World Series was on Saturday night, and we were just gonna. It's just me and Rhonda and the two of them just hanging
Yeah.
out, having a good time, and we are gonna play some blackjack because just something fun to do. Rhonda and I are trying to learn better about blackjack, and Tommy and Holly play a lot. They go to Vegas all the time. They're big into playing games, casino games a lot. So anyway, I cast the World Series game up there, and Tommy he played baseball in high school. He was a pretty good ball player. Could have probably played at South Carolina if he wanted to, but this is funny. Tommy's bald now, but in high school he had hair down his back. And June Raines said that he could come to South Carolina if he cut his hair, and he chose not to cut his hair. So he gave up college baseball because he wasn't cutting his hair. And now he has no hair.
Jokes on him. He doesn't have
Exactly.
baseball or hair.
Exactly. So, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's not like there was anything that there's no sports that I absolutely have to watch that I can't do without keeping up with,
I got you.
or whatever. But, like I said, that Saturday morning, I cast the soccer game up. They kind of kept an eye on it a little bit, but we were cooking breakfast, and then we went downstairs, and I just watched it on my phone for most of the second half. Sunday, I started watching a little bit of the Crystal game, and then we went out to breakfast. We got there, it was halftime, and I just didn't even bother pulling it up on my phone for the second half because we were busy just hanging out. So it was all cool.
And just wanted to know, because that's it. Like, those are the things that, like, for me, I know that I will. Obviously, all of us will watch anything on TV, any kind of sport. We're pretty much watching.
Yeah.
We'll find it interesting. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Right. My family's not like that.
Right.
Like, none of them. You know what I mean? They don't care. You know what I mean? Like, there's a softball game. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Track and field. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, that's me. I'm usually going to try to find something to put on no matter what. And these guys are few of the ones that don't really watch any sports or care much about anything going on sports wise.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Like yesterday, there was time between the end of the Premier League games and the start of the NFL season, or NFL games. So I just put it on a Dutch League game just to kill that time.
Well, as Virgil knows, because he commented last Wednesday when I texted you guys that I was sitting here. Rhonda had dinner with a friend of hers, so I was Virgil. I was a single guy at home trying to find something to watch, and what do I come across? Canadian Premier League playoffs. Virgil said, "That's even hardcore for me."
Hey, isn't that bad?
That was a great game. That was absolutely a great soccer game.
I didn't even know it was airing. Like, when he said it was, I'm like, oh, dang. He's like, I know, like, when there was a time whenever the Canadian has their Canada Cup, like, I'm familiar with some of those teams because I think one of them beat an MLS team a few years ago. But no, I have not kept up with that league. So, props on you. But tell everybody about that game.
So that game was really good. It was raining like a banshee the first half. I mean, I'd hate to have been a fan up in or supporter up in the stands with that rain coming down. But that game was a good, solid game. I'd have to pull it up. I don't have the score in front of me. I'm trying to remember what everything else went on. But I think it was 2-2 at the end, if I remember right. Just a good. What's funny is, like, as little soccer as I've watched lately, and most of what I have been watching is either the La Liga or the Premier League. There's I don't know. There's more of a rec league approach to that level than there was with the bigger leagues. Like, I don't know what it was. I guess just because it is a lesser level. It just seemed to move a lot faster, a lot less crisp. So there was a lot more mistakes, and there was a lot of back and forth, and some good shots, some good penalties.
And
But
we're
that-
talking about the Canadian
The
League.
Canadian, yeah, this was the Canadian Premier League match, and so they go. It ends in a tie at the regulation. So then they have an extra 30 minutes. I think they both scored a goal in
I was
the
just going to
extra
say, was
time.
it sudden death or did I have to play the full thing?
They had to play a full 30-minute overtime, and both of them scored in that. Which Newfoundland. Let's see, was it Newfoundland?
Halifax.
Halifax. It was Halifax. Excuse me. They
Well,
they
he doesn't
scored.
keep up with it.
Well, no, I only did that because I looked up when Donnie said he was watching that game. I was trying to figure out who the teams were.
Yeah, because it was being played at Halifax. Halifax was the home team, and they scored pretty early in that 30, like 10 minutes into the 30-minute period, and then with like I think 2 minutes to go, the other guy scored. It was York was the other team scored to make it 3-3, which then was going to take it to penalty kicks. And that was fascinating. That's the first time I've really seen something like that.
Penalty kicks is fun, man.
Yeah.
What did your team do?
No, it's true. Because you're like in pins and needles the whole time.
I think it was the second kick that Halifax missed or was blocked. And I was like, oh, man. And then they blocked, I think, the fourth one. So they go through 5 penalty kicks, still even. So they had to go. Then it's sudden death. It's like if you miss it, you're out. And York got their kick in, and Halifax lost. Theirs was blocked. But that was a great game. I had a great time watching that game because it was just like watching minor. I know it's not minor league, but it was just like watching a minor league game compared to like a major league game.
So let me ask you this: is it safe to say that the Canadian football is early stages like USL? I don't know if you ever remember
but
than I can, but just that one game, maybe. Yeah, it seemed that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if we're comparing with American tiers what level that would be. I think USL probably sounds
pretty close.
Maybe USL 1.
Yeah.
So but like I said, Canadian League's one of the few leagues I don't really keep track of. So
and then
it's like a chance to do that.
It's right up there, hanging out. And yet we keep up with, other leagues all across the pond. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but there is an actual MLS game going on right now, or about to start.
I did know that. I think they're in playoffs right now, aren't they?
They're in the playoffs, round 1. So the one I have on right now is Seattle Sounders, Minnesota United.
Yeah, because Cincinnati and Columbus just finished, and Cincinnati won 1-0.
So Columbus is out.
Are they out? Okay.
I was mistaken earlier. It was 1-1 after regulation. It was 2-2 after the overtime.
Tony.
And York won on the penalty kicks. And apparently York got eliminated yesterday by Calvary.
I'm trying to see if.
Yeah, Calvary is a name I remember.
No, I'm sorry. They still got one more to play because they play on Sunday.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was.
I'm sorry.
I didn't think it was a one and done.
No, it's not a one and done. Although it should be.
I don't know. I like the aggregate rule for those.
Do you?
Yeah.
I might have to circle back on Sunday at 4 p.m. and watch Forge versus Calvary in the
Look at you.
final.
Look at you. Now that you're so into the soccer, that's it. You got
like, yeah, I did. And I was like, okay, well, I want to see where I just want to see where this goes. I mean, obviously these would be 2 teams that I haven't seen play since York gotten eliminated as well. And the Halifax Wanderers is out. But
from the limited knowledge I have of that, Forge and Calvary is going to be a good one.
Can you explain this to me really quick? And just for my education, right? And again, I'm someone who is still new to this sport. Because you said they're on aggregate. Like, what exactly does that really mean, right? Explain it to someone like me who's an idiot when it comes to the playoff system in soccer.
So usually with playoffs, most of them do adopt this. There's some that do not. Usually it's a span of 2 legs. So 2 games, one's a home game, one's an away game. The results usually for the first game do not decide it. It's the results of the first game and second game based on goals. So, for example, let's say Tottenham and Crystal Palace played a home and home. Crystal Palace wins 1-0 at Selhurst. Tottenham wins 2-0 at Olympic Stadium.
So Tottenham.
Through Tottenham. So Tottenham would move on 2-1 aggregate. Some places have the away goal rule, which means that if it's tied but a team has a goal away, like a higher amount, then they will move on.
So they weigh that heavier than their a home goal, and that's what I thought. Okay, I just want so it's based on who's because I was watching a match last year at this point. I was like, well, no, and I can't remember who the team was, and it was like they need another goal in order for they're going to win the match, but they're going to get eliminated because they don't have enough. They haven't scored enough goals. And I'm like, how the hell? And then now it makes sense.
One of my favorite ever matchups with aggregate involved was the semifinal between Juventus and Fulham. Like, this was years ago. I want to say like 2010, 2011. I have to go back and look at the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because Juventus goes up 3-1 and Fulham has the away goal. In the second game, Fulham has to score 4 goals after Juventus scores a goal negating their away goal. So usually, like when you have added stakes like that, makes it a lot more interesting, especially when you have like an underdog team like gets an away goal right away. Like the sheer panic among the home team, sometimes it's way worth the drama.
Okay, and I like that. I just wanted to make sure that and it's also good education, good reminder. Now that both of us, Donnie and I are really getting into, these matches. I was watching the damn Atletico game earlier today, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
I should have had that one on myself. I didn't. I was busy doing other stuff and just totally.
Sometimes when you work from home, it's a good thing because if you put it on ESPN, like they have so many things that you can watch, right? Even on CBS, they got a lot more soccer as well. But like you're just watching all these matches and games, and I'm like, man, what is going on today in the middle of on a Tuesday, middle of the day? Let's see what's up.
I mean, the amount of leagues that you have on ESPN Plus alone, college soccer, like I think every D1 college game is probably on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least definitely the ones that aren't like power conferences.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, I even think you can. I think you could even.
Hell, even college baseball.
Oh, I love it for college baseball.
I'm looking forward to that for baseball because I didn't have Plus last year and I wish I had, and I got it now. So.
Yeah, see, this is the problem when you have friends like us, Donnie.
No, I'm always going back watching. Like I'm going to be at some mid-major game. Like I was at Lipscomb versus Bellarmine last year at Lipscomb, and it's like, oh, that's on ESPN Plus. I want to see if I was on TV or not, because and also look at some of the calls that were happening because they had a really weird ejection. Like in the first inning. So it's kind of nice going back and watching that for reference too. But no, like any team you could think about, they're most likely going to have their games there, unless they're going to be like the big ones that are going to be on ESPN.
I got you. I'm just excited right now because now we really are into the MLS Cup getting started, right? And obviously, Donnie and I were both fans of Charlotte FC. What do you have an MLS team, Virgil? No. You're just doing it for the love of it.
I kind of don't follow MLS out of principle. Because
why is that?
Well, to me, it's too corporate. It's not what.
Oh, very much so.
It's not what I like about soccer. And yes, you can say the same thing about Premier League, but at least with Premier League, like I think you have a lot more local flavor involved, and especially you have teams that go down the championship that you would probably never, like an Ipswich Town playing in a Premier League or Luton Town. That's probably something you wouldn't see something in MLS equivalent as, because they're not.
And again, and this goes to the conversation that we've been having for such a long time: is relegation here in the U.S. needs to happen. For sure, needs to happen. We all agree that relegation is needed in American sports, and yet it's not happening.
Right, because like in my opinion, it's like, okay, you're just playing for the Supporters Shield and the MLS Cup.
Yeah,
but to me, I'm more interested in like in the relegation battles, especially when you have a team that escapes like on the final day,
Mhm.
or a team that works their way up after being down like 5 or 6 games. They call it the Great Escape sometimes. Yeah, I like that. That's intriguing more to me. I get more out of that than watching MLS. I don't hate MLS. I'm gonna say that now. I'm not gonna be a hater, but it's just not my flavor of football.
Oh, Americans have to Americanize everything too. So,
I mean,
and that's part of it. I get that.
I just wish we did have. I really do. I'm with you. I really want to see a relegation system, and this is why I'm so excited with what USL is going to be potentially be bringing. Obviously, there's still a lot of hurdles to be to be taken care of, because obviously MLS more than likely will be suing um in order to prevent from happening. Um, but I really want to see it. I think it's much needed
why would you think they'd be suing?
because they know they're not going to win. They know that their product is not sustainable the way that it is, and the way in which the popularity of soccer is growing in the U.S.
Because like really, you can go that until you see teams that are kind of in the same markets as some of these MLS markets, then probably you have a problem. But a lot of them are not. A lot of them are in smaller markets. Now that's not true for everybody. Like I
Oh
said,
yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I can use that joke. I already have one. I will say that I really want the Huntsville City FC to be part of that, but they're part of the MLS Pro League, and those teams, I think they lifted it recently, but those teams don't even. Not all of them are playing the U.S. Open Cup.
See that kid? That's
And see
just
that makes no sense to me.
that's disappointing, right? Because you could definitely take advantage of the fact that, like, like you got the championship level, but then you can move down to level one and things like that. And relegation would be such a cool experiment to see here in the US. That'll be so cool.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to see what happens there. I don't know if I'll adopt a USL team. I know the closest to me is Chattanooga Red Wolves, so
Mhm.
may follow that, or maybe hope that. I don't think they'll ever move, but if like some of the MLS Pro teams that are there that are not big market clubs, reserves, possibly.
You're more than welcome to follow North Carolina FC. It's here. It's right in my backyard.
I will
Well,
say, I will say
go
this for you, Virgil. We drove past the stadium there, both on our way in and out of Chattanooga,
Mhm.
and it does look like they're doing some expansion there. So, could be good things for that Red Wolves team there.
Yeah, if there's local investment in that, then they're going to be fine. But see,
They
it's
got an
like
OKC one.
yeah, OKC. I'm kind of considering. The only thing I don't like about the OKC one is that I'm in Alabama, so it'd be kind of hard not hard to follow, but hard to go to games. And
True.
I refuse to follow Birmingham in anything, so that's not happening.
I was just because I'm looking at the ones here. So we got Birmingham Legion. You don't like that one?
See, it's part of the rivalry of like when the Barons come. It's like the Huntsville. It's the battle of '65 between Huntsville and Birmingham. I can't support a Birmingham team. That would go against what I believe in soccer.
I got you. But then
Now,
yeah,
I may not have a choice if there's no Huntsville team.
right. I mean, it's cool though, man, because the logo's cool. Like, I mean, USL Championship got some cool names, and they're about to have another expansion in USL Iowa and Milwaukee and USL Reno. So they are gearing up for this league to be, up and coming.
Does Vegas have an MLS team?
They do.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they did or
They
not.
they have a it's called the Las Vegas Lights FC
Okay.
USL Championship.
Oh, but they're not they're not
No,
MLS.
they're not MLS. They're USL. So I think they kind of got that market right there. They got in quick. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Albert Pujols is part owner of Las Vegas Lights.
I believe it. I'm gonna Google that while you say that because I'm curious now.
Yeah. Correct me. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. But like, I believe. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Pujols. It was Toronto. Oh my God, what's his name? He got punched in the face.
That could be like anybody.
By a little dude in Texas. He was he was with the Blue Jays.
Is that
Bautista.
Bautista. Yeah.
So
yeah, that links up.
Bautista is part owner of Las Vegas Lights. So pretty cool stuff, man. Again, I think we're all getting into it a lot more. I know that I am into more of the USL one, just because I am such a fan of the relegation system. I never thought I was going to be a fan of that until like I really got into it, and I really started, like you said, Virgil, like the battles of those relegations, not just like the bottom teams but the top teams in the other league, and like fighting each other to get into moving up. Oh my God,
Donnie, one of the things that you're definitely going to like when they have it, promotion finals at Wembley with the Championship, League One, League Two. I think National Conference League does too. So when they have the playoffs between the 3rd through the 6th team, the winner of those two games go up against each other for promotion. And some of the scenes in those are absolutely wild.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But speaking of promotion, we have to talk about my weekend.
Yes.
Because, man, we talked about games that you wish you could have gotten 3 points in, but Kaiserslautern gave up a late-minute penalty to Nuremberg, and it was tied 1-1 in stoppage time. There was a chance afterwards to get another goal, but it just didn't come through. I'm not mad about that. I'm not sad. I mean, a point's a point. But what made that one hurt was Elversberg, who was the top of the league at the time, lost their game. And that had a chance to move up Kaiserslautern the 4th. Instead, they get jumped by Hanover instead, so they're 5th. So they're still in it, but that's one they're going to want back.
Look at you. You had you are the meh weekend.
I am the Met weekend. It's a home draw. It's one of those things that kind of, if it was against like a better team and they came back to win, I'd be better. But no, they lost that game basically. Some other games to talk about with Premier League: Bournemouth 2-0 over Nottingham Forest. A little surprise. I don't know how to feel about this one because it's Sean Dyche's first game in Premier League back. He did beat Porto in the Europa League, which was not an easy feat. A great debut for him, but Bournemouth comes in. Krupi gets another goal for them after scoring a brace against Crystal Palace. So I'm starting to enjoy that team. That is a fun team to watch. I would recommend Bournemouth. I'd recommend if you are just a neutral in general or just want to see a fun team, watch Bournemouth.
Okay.
Other games where I talked about Aston Villa, Man City, Burnley beat Wolves 3-2. I feel so bad for Wolves. I do. They had a 2-2 draw going into it. Burnley scores in stoppage time at 90+5. And it's deflating for them. It's absolutely deflating.
I have a teammate of mine here that plays on my Sandlot team who's a Wolves fan. And the only reason I found out is he had the little sticker on the back of his car. I was like, hey man, that's cool, man. You're a Wolves fan. He's like, yeah, not a good year. We might be getting relegated. I'm like, oh, sorry I asked.
They haven't won a game yet, but they've come close quite a few times. There's definitely quality in that team, but they can't finish. So
do you think that's a club that could benefit from being relegated and getting a little bit more experience down in Championship?
You ever heard the term Yo-Yo Club before?
Yo-Yo Club before?
Yes.
So that's the one that he just back constantly.
Yeah.
Got it.
I can see that happening for a while. There's always a team or two that does that. So it's almost like they're too good for Championship, but not good enough for Premier to stay in the Premier League. So, but you're gonna have teams that do that. Some of the other games: Brentford beat Liverpool 3-2. That was a little shocking.
Whoa! Minnesota almost scored. He should have scored that goal.
Oh, is this almost like how much did that game just start?
Yeah, it just started.
Dang.
8 minutes in.
Oh, he's out.
What are you watching? Are you watching?
He's
the
watching
Colts
baseball.
I've got baseball and the Chiefs Commanders on split screen.
Oh
Man,
my God. He got pushed too.
I'm sorry. I know both of those have nothing to do with our Monday night show, but
I mean, if I wasn't watching wrestling right now, I'd be having it on the Monday night.
Man, get out of here.
I wish I had the quad box going with some soccer too. But oh yeah,
See,
he just gunned Freddie Freeman out at home.
This is what needs to happen with Hulu, because I have Hulu, right? Hulu needs the quad box. I know they only have it strictly for ESPN, but Hulu needs to adopt the quad box just like YouTube TV did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if YouTube TV has a patent on it, and that's why, because I can see them doing something scummy like that.
That is true. That is very true. So you're right. You're probably right.
I just wish you could go to your TV, regardless of what you're watching, and put the TV itself into a quad box with 4 different things you can choose on your own.
I'm still trying to figure out how Ed's doing quad box on ESPN Plus because I can't do that.
Oh, dude, I can show you. Just let me know this weekend.
We'll have to go over that because if it's something that I can do, then I'm probably not watching any FBS games this week.
Okay.
Real quick, we asked Terry, and I don't think we covered this, but Terry had said that the TCL has a history of stability, and hopefully that the MAL remains viable since he has a friend that's director there for a new team. So, again, as we said earlier in the show, the Bison are switching leagues, and sounds like a good move for them, and hopefully the other league will continue as well.
Yeah, I always raise an eyebrow when a team leaves a league.
Yeah.
Because it makes me think is something wrong with that league. Is there going to be an exodus of more teams possibly? I hope not, because I hate it when leagues go, especially ones that are kind of in my area.
Yeah.
Well, Badland, remember that? The whole Badland Sticks.
Oh yeah.
Right, and that whole league. I mean, obviously that whole when they had the oh my God, was it the Expedition League?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Like that, yeah.
Jesus. Because once one team left, it was just forget it. It was just exodus. So, I still think the Badland Sticks has an absolute atrocious logo.
I forgot what was the team that triggered that.
I
don't think it was Badland.
It wasn't Badlands. It was.
For some reason, I'm thinking either Spearfish or Western Nebraska.
Western Nebraska.
Okay.
That's who it was. Because remember, he had, and they're cool people. Don't get me wrong. Their owners are really cool people. But he owned not only that, but he also owned the Horseheads. Remember that one? And Casper.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Casper Horseheads.
Yeah, the Casper Horseheads. So they owned 3 teams, and it was just like they were the ones. And then apparently the director of the league, his son was scheming money out of the team, and it was bad. It was just a bad situation that just got worse.
And I think I know some of the teams are still around in other leagues.
Yeah, they are. They just moved on to other leagues. Yeah,
I know there's some that did not make it though.
Correct.
So
the Horseheads was one of them that did not make it.
I remember the Horseheads being one for sure. For some reason, I'm thinking the Pure Trappers were one, but I can't remember.
Yep.
See, I like that one. Hub City Hot Shots, I remember being one. They suspended operations in 2019, so definitely kind of sad to see stuff like that. But that's the nature of
collegiate woodbed, honestly. When these teams appear out of nowhere, it's like, how long? You want to support them, but how long are they going to be around before they pack it up and go somewhere? Or when you buy a hat from that league, that team, and then that team, folds, and then you never get your hat back.
What's funny is that a lot of times the collegiate woodbat league now reminds me of the early minor league teams. You look back at the teams in the 1920s and 30s and 40s.
Correct.
It's like, oh, they didn't even finish the season, or they moved halfway through the season to a new city and things. That's what collegiate woodbat at times in some leagues reminds me of. It's very much like that.
And you have these leagues that are so popular now. Like you got the Northwoods League that are like one of the most premier ones. The Appy League right now has been very sustainable right now.
Yeah, and some of these are starting. Some of them they just try to throw it together and see what sticks, and then some things stick, some don't. Some guys do it better than others for their teams.
Yep.
And then they bolt to another league, and then another league pops up. And I'm glad they keep trying and they keep giving these kids places to play, because it's good for us, it's good for content. There's a lot of cool teams out there, and it's good to see that they continue cycling through, even if there are some that fold.
Well, it's kind of like I was thinking about what are the most stable leagues right now in collegiate woodbat. As you said, Northwoods League. I would put Coastal Plain League in there.
The CPL for sure.
Yeah.
Cape League, the Northeastern Collegiate Baseball, I would think is one. TCL probably, because they've been around for a while. One that I did not know was around for a while was actually the Sunbelt League, the one that Chuckalaka Monsters play in. They were around longer than I thought, especially with some of the older teams there. Now, of course, they haven't been there since. They've only been there since I think 2021, 2022, when the Chattahoots left.
Oh man, I love that logo.
I still hope one day that, because I want to think that either they're owned by the same people, or because I don't think Chattahoots became the Monsters. I gotta read my history on that.
No,
but I still kind of I wish I had a chance for a Chattahoots hat. I didn't do it.
I bought one. I bought one, and I bought a T-shirt that says "Blessed Our Hearts." It's one of my favorite T-shirts to wear. It's so hilarious because when someone, this being in the South now, and this is something I learned. But like when someone says "Bless your heart," they're calling you an idiot.
Pretty much.
You hear what I'm saying? Oh, bless your heart. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they try so hard.
I know, right?
They just don't know any better.
Right. And so, but I was able to get a Chattahoots dad hat, a 920, New Era 920, which was so comfortable. And the T-shirt. So I was like super happy with that.
Yeah, I would think out of all the, I guess my Holy Grail hats, that would be one.
I still got the manatees for me.
I'm really surprised the manatee has not popped up back yet, or like on some of their hometown collections that they used to do, because that's like a Casper Ghost hat.
So I'm willing to step up and say I would get a fitted manatees hat if I can find it, because that's one of the holy grails. Like for me, that's one of my holy grails. That one and the Fire Frogs.
Yeah, Fire Frogs are kind of, which funny enough, they're the same team.
I know.
Fire Frogs it's probably not as high on my list as some of the other ones,
right?
But it's definitely up there.
I do have like a trucker dad hat, or dad trucker, I should say, from the Fire Frogs I found on eBay. It's a red soft mesh back.
I got a dad hat from them, but the one I'm looking for is their Copa. Their Coquille.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a hard one.
That's a super hard one to get. Exactly. I've reached out to several other plans moving forward. Not expecting much from Mid America leadership since I live in Abilene, but we'll see. I've tried to keep up with all the relationships open on my end. Hey, I like it, Terry. Keep us in the know when it comes to that. Just because obviously us as fans of collegiate woodbat and all of that, we always want to make sure that we're keeping up with those leagues and what's going on there.
Absolutely.
I hate to find out, oh, they folded last year and we didn't know it. So
right, exactly.
I was just, while we're on this real quick, I just want to show you guys a couple of things here, off topic a little bit too. I was going through a box of cards I had, and I found some 1990 minor league baseball cards for the AAA level.
Oh man.
And I came across 3 teams that just absolutely were not in my memory banks at all. And obviously I had seen these cards, but it's 35 years ago that I saw these cards. And one of these is, 3 of these hats are pretty cool, but this is the first one, the Phoenix Firebirds. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's a baseball with
Oh,
phoenix wings coming out of both sides of it.
Ooh,
So I remember when they were
look at
doing
that.
I remember when they were doing their hometown collection. That hat was available.
Yeah. This one's kind of plain. It looks like a Cubs hat, but the Calgary Cannons. I didn't even remember that team at all.
The reason I remember the Calgary Cannons is because the Cartersville Cannons out of the Sun Belt League basically stole the logo.
And then the Edmonton Trappers. That's another pretty cool.
Ooh, I have never seen that one.
Neither have I.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, it was kind of funny. I came across those, but out of the whole, I mean, I've got a max stack here of cards I got to go through. I'll show you all that. Look at that stack of cards. There's not one, but maybe one or two players in there that I kind of remember the names of. But going through it today, I came across this one.
So 89,
89ers.
Yes.
Yeah, Ron Washington, 89ers.
That's impressive.
Man.
I was like,
That's
I didn't even
cool.
realize I had that. Yeah. So yeah, that's a Ron Washington minor league card, and then there's a few others here. This is a different stack of minor league cards, and these are a lot of the lesser teams from AAA: the Appleton Foxes, Sumter Braves, Hagerstown Suns, Riverside Red Wave. Do y'all remember that team?
No,
I don't either.
I remember the Hagerstown Suns.
Yeah.
When they were single A, I went to their stadium.
The Riverside Red Wave were in the California League, so I don't know much about let's see, there's their, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, I see that.
And the hats were just a red,
R.
red with a white R. Visalia Oaks, Stockton Ports, Canton Akron Indians.
I remember that.
Yeah, here's one of the
It's funny because you says it's Canton Akron, but usually everybody calls it Akron Canton.
Yeah, so the card listed as Canton Akron.
Yeah.
Canton Akron just seems to roll off better than Akron Canton.
Absolutely.
What?
Williamsport Bills, Canton Akron. That sounds better than Akron Canton.
No, it doesn't. Y'all are high.
Canton Akron sounds like something you tell a doctor that's wrong with you.
Well, what you got? Oh, I got Canton Akron.
Oh, this is a good one too. I'd like to find that hat. The Sunrays, Orlando Sunrays.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I like that.
Funny enough, they became the Orlando Rays when the Tampa Bay franchise started.
Right. Charleston Wheelers, New Britain Red Sox, Savannah Cardinals, Greensboro Hornets, Knoxville Blue Jays. So a lot of different, and a lot of the Wausau Timbers. I was not aware of that team. The kid that's in this picture is actually wearing Orioles uniforms. He was drafted by the Orioles. They were in the Midwest League. So anyway, Jacksonville Expos. I think that's most of the teams. There's a handful of different ones. Reading, the Memphis Chicks. So it's just kind of a cool walk down memory lane. Came across those cards today, and like I said, a few of those I've never remember hearing of before.
Yeah, Terry's a fan of that wash card.
Yeah.
So I think all of us are.
Yeah, that's amazing. So before we get to FCS, I'm going to tell you guys to keep track of a certain league this year.
Okay.
It's still early, but considering the history of this league and how many points they are clear already after so long, it's this one to mention, and that is the Scottish Premiership. So the reason I want to talk about this is because it's always been two champions, either Celtic or Rangers. And the last time there was a champion that was different, we have to go back to 1985 when it was Aberdeen, coached by Sir Alec Ferguson.
Okay. All right.
So the reason I am talking about this now is because Hearts of Midlothian, who have not won the league since the 50s, are currently on top of the table by 9 points. And why that's important? They've already beat Celtic.
Okay.
So you're telling us to keep an eye out.
So it's something to keep an eye out on that. I was alerted by a friend of mine to say, hey, have you seen the Scottish League table? And I'm like, no, it's probably Celtic or Rangers. And he said, no, you want to take a look at this. So it's still early. There's still a lot to play. But if there's something you guys want to keep track of, this is nowhere near a Miabu story. This is nowhere near a Leicester City story, but it's still
a cool story.
It's still a cool story to see if they can do it or not, because really the Scottish League needs parity.
That's a cool logo too. The heart-shaped logo they've got. I like that.
Oh yeah, hearts are. I like that. I like that logo. That's one of the logos I've kind of enjoyed seeing when I was first following. I think it was Rangers. I first started following because they had that American on their team.
Okay, all right. Well, I know you're going to keep us honest on that one, so I'm sure.
Yes, I'm gonna be quizzing you, saying, okay, what was the Hearts result this weekend?
I'm gonna be like, yeah.
You'll be going,
A team won.
A team won, yes, or maybe a drew. We don't know.
True story.
All right, so
both team had fun.
Let's pivot to FCS for a minute.
Please, let's do.
I'm going to jump around for a minute. So we're not going to start with North Dakota State, South Dakota State.
I know where you're going.
Most of a disappointed game in that one. Where do you think I'm going?
Presbyterian Dayton.
That was actually not where I was going.
Oh, what?
No, because one of the games that we picked that I was really, really hoping that happened, Delaware State goes into Durham and beats North Carolina Central in a MEAC conference game. To say that, I mean, there's always like monumental upsets between ranked teams. This is probably the biggest upset between, this is probably the biggest MEAC upset in a while, in my opinion.
I was, yeah.
So Deshaun Jackson going in there, and it was back and forth. I thought there was a moment where Delaware State kind of screwed up, and I thought NCCU was going to take over and win, and that did not happen. So props to Delaware State, props to the Hornets. That was an amazing game, and I'm glad I picked that one.
What? Props to Deshaun, right? Jackson was like, all right, listen, he's doing his thing down, up in Delaware State. So good for him. Not good for North Carolina Central. But
now, if you told me between Vic and the Deshaun Jackson who was going to have the better season, I thought it was going to be Norfolk State.
So did I.
We went over how terrible Delaware State was last time about all their losing seasons. And so I think it's probably it's definitely the best HBCU story going around, I would think.
100%.
I don't know about FCS yet. I think it's kind of on a lower level that people don't really pay attention. But to me, that is definitely one of the biggest upsets.
But they're a very quiet 5-3, right?
They really are.
And they are 1-0 in MEAC now, because obviously this is the first conference game. But like, listen, they could make some noise if they keep doing what they're doing right now. So it's a team to keep up with.
I'm kind of waiting for bracketology to come out on that, because they'll also predict who's going to be in the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So right now, Delaware State already has their toughest MEAC game out of the way. South Carolina State, I believe, is still coming up. That's going to be another tough one. So right now, I mean, I would say they're top of winning. They're top of probably getting the Celebration Bowl if they can keep up those results.
Oh my God! You know who they play next, right?
I did not pull up their schedules yet. I was on the scores. Let me see.
Oh, I cannot wait for you to see it.
While he's doing that, the comparison of these two teams is phenomenal. 23 first downs, 22 first downs. There's only a difference of 6 yards total between Delaware State, North Carolina Central.
We are definitely picking that game. Just letting you know.
I was going to say, we definitely better be picking
all
that
right,
game.
What you got? I'm sitting here rambling on trying to kill.
They're Norfolk State. They're playing Norfolk State.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to pick this game.
Right.
I'm going to be keeping an eye on this game because it's at 7 p.m. So it's going to be at 7 o'clock on ESPNU. Oh, my God. I'm going to be excited.
Oh, that's on ESPNU?
Yeah, it's on ESPNU.
Okay, good. That's really good. They've really kind of I'm glad they're putting a lot of eyes on that game, because I think a lot of people – I can't say the thing about Norfolk State, but I definitely think people need to watch Delaware State.
100%.
Which is something
What's up,
I
Patrick?
never say last year or 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that like I said, we're talking about 2 ex-NFL players, right? One wide receiver and the other one a quarterback, now coaching in HBCU, right? FCS level, which I mean, again, we're all three of us are fans of, and Patrick as well, fans of. And the fact that we're talking about Delaware State and Norfolk State, I mean, come on. How exciting is that?
That's super exciting. I wish I could say the other HBCU game we picked went a good way, but Alabama State decided we're just going to absolutely massacre Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
Like, that was hurtful. Like, I don't know what game was worse, watching that one or watching Texas Tech, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it was not good.
No. You know what the worst part about that was? Alabama A&M scored first. And then off an interception from, or a fumble from Alabama State. And then after that, it's like, yeah, we're gonna tear you guys apart now.
I picked Alabama State, if I'm not mistaken.
You did. Only 2 people picked Alabama A&M because Patrick
He followed you. He followed you.
In solidarity with me because I ain't picking Alabama State. No.
Patrick was like, it was disrespectful.
Absolutely was disrespectful. But we also have to pour one out because another undefeated team has gone down. And honestly, if there was one team in the Pioneer that was going to do it, it was going to be Dayton. Dayton tends to be one of the better Pioneer League teams out there. They handled Presbyterian kind of handily.
Yeah.
Easily.
But a great run on Presbyterian. Like I said, they still have that Mercer win. That's still looking better and better. So that's still a good team. But, you can't win them all.
Shout out to the Dayton Flyers, right? I mean, honestly, up until like a couple of years ago, I didn't know that Dayton had a football team. When you hear Dayton, the name Dayton, it's basketball,
It's funny when you go look at the Pioneer League teams because they're basically all basketball schools that have football. But the thing that makes Pioneer different is they are not scholarship.
Interesting.
Yeah, so these are just kind of, I don't even know how to put this. They're definitely on a different.
So they're players that are there for the love of the game because they know.
It is not a scholarship league.
Interesting.
But here are the teams that are in the Pioneer. So we got Drake, we got Dayton, we got Presbyterian, we got Butler, we got St. Thomas, Minnesota, we got San Diego, Stetson, Morehead State, Marist, Davidson, and Valparaiso. Now that is a pretty solid basketball conference in my opinion.
Davidson, and you know who went to Davidson, right?
Yep, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, because when his dad was playing for Charlotte, he was there at Davidson. I almost, it's funny because my wife and I were looking to because we've been looking for a while now to move to North Carolina, and Charlotte was one of the cities. It was either Charlotte or Raleigh, and when we looked at Charlotte, I was like, oh, we want to move to Davidson. That's where we want to, because Davidson's super nice.
Yes, it is.
So bougie. And so we wanted to, but man, it was such a beautiful little area. Sure.
Yeah, I think they're kind of on a downturn on basketball, but I can see that's a program that can come back.
Yeah, it will. I'm not worried. Although they did, got their asses handed to them by San Diego.
I mean, yeah. So, like I said, usually your top Premier League, Pioneer League teams are Drake and Dayton. Presbyterian's kind of a new one.
Yep.
You kind of may see stuff from San Diego occasionally, but those are usually your 4 big ones. So it's kind of nice to see. So I've kind of forgot. I wonder if Drake versus Lamar if they ever play against each other, because I feel like that's a rivalry they should make.
It's funny because they don't. Because they have Butler left, St. Thomas, they got Dayton, and then they end the season with Morehead State.
Yeah, if I'm Drake or Lamar, I'm setting that rivalry up, play it every year.
Oh, for sure.
Drake and Lamar sound like a rap battle.
That's pretty much the joke I was making.
Yeah, he and then you got to bring them both.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. You did say that.
And they got to bring them both and then have them there.
Yeah. you know one when they're going to show. You know which one.
A shout out to my Campbell Camels. I've been there, but they lost again to North Carolina A&T, 28-24.
That one surprised me a little bit because I know usually MEAC's on another. I'm not gonna say another tier, but they're usually a weaker side, and I was a little surprised by that. Did anybody happen to see any highlights from the Montana Sacramento State game?
No.
You need to go back and watch some of these. The Montana wins 49-35, and that was probably one of the better FCS games this week. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead.
Shout out to Montana, though. I mean, the cool thing is you can click on that. You can click on highlights, and it'll show you the highlights of the game. So
Yeah,
I'll go back and take a look at that one.
yeah. There's a specific play on in the third quarter, I believe, that people lost their crap over. I'm one of them. Let's see for some other game. I have to pull it up, but honestly, I'm trying to get the games out here. Harvard's still undefeated, being Princeton. Oh, so let's talk about our winless teams. Did any of our winless teams win this week? One came close. One came close.
Yeah, right. I was going to say one of them came close.
Yeah, St. Francis only lost by 10, and Murray State and Portland State. Thanks for playing.
All right. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have both winless, honestly. I think St. Francis can probably win a game because the NEC is not really a strong-ish conference. But I don't know who's good. Someone's got to win a game between Portland State and Murray State. I feel like someone's got to.
I don't think Murray State's going to win.
Well, I mean, we knew
unless somebody just absolutely lays an egg somehow.
But we knew that Portland State was definitely not going to win that game against Idaho. Idaho is a much better team. Granted, they're 3-5, but they're on a totally different level. Portland State is nowhere near what Idaho is. So I'm looking at the other game, which was the last one. So it was Portland State. It was, who else was it?
The winless teams?
St. Francis.
St. Francis and Murray State.
Murray State, that's what it was.
Yeah, Murray State got blown out by.
Murray State got their asses handed to them.
Look at McCutcheon talking about Hibernian. That's a man that knows the Scottish League.
Wow.
All right, Terry.
Look at Terry. Okay, Terry. I see you.
Right, we see you. Yeah, look at you. Virgil tells us to keep track of it, and you're already ahead of us.
He's like, Terry's like, hold my beer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Terry to drop something about like the Belarusian league that I'm not aware of.
He probably will.
So I'll keep that in mind there. As for some of the other games that we had picks on, that's worth mentioning. Tennessee Tech is still 8-0, so good for them.
We're not going to talk about them.
Well, there's not really a lot to talk about the Ohio Valley Big South, in my opinion, because it's not a bad conference. They have some quality teams like UT Martin or Gardner Webb. Both of those teams, especially Gardner Webb, is in the play for probably a playoff spot. But like, here's the rest of them: Lindenwood, Southeastern Missouri State, Charleston Southern, Eastern Illinois, Western Illinois, Tennessee State. It doesn't really put a lot of fear.
No.
In that. So no, I don't mean to downplay Tennessee Tech's accomplishments. I mean, they're definitely a good team, but I don't know how far they'll make in the playoffs. I don't know how this is going to translate when they play like a Mercer or I'll even throw in a Western Carolina in there.
Can we say that I'm still baffled at how Incarnate Word has just shown up this year. They lost to UT Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah,
56-28.
They have I don't think they played football for only like 2 years, maybe.
Incarnate?
No, Rio Grande Valley.
Rio Grande Valley. Look at that. I think
they're a new team. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Incarnate Word this year. I don't know if the surprise of them is kind of worn off now, especially after that one good year where they had Ward. But we kind of saw this coming because they lost to Nichols.
Oh my God!
Thanks, Terry.
It's
I
their
thought it was their first year, but I don't want to stamp my name on that and then have them laugh at me for being wrong.
first year. Sweet Jesus.
I just
No,
wish
what?
Patrick were here so we could ask him what happened with West Georgia. I mean, they had to score 12 points in the fourth quarter just to win by 1.
But they won.
They won.
They won.
But they were in tough spot there.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's just because the run that they had, they've kind of just lost the wheels on that. Because it's hard to maintain games like that. And they played some pretty good teams in that conference.
This makes sense, Terry. Now that I'm trying to look for news on UT Rio Grande Valley, there's nothing, like literally nothing, on their page at all. Although I love their team name, Vaqueros. That's a cool.
I love that logo too.
Yeah, that's cool. I just wow, I'm unreal. Hot dog. And they're about to get some interesting. I have a passionate fan base. They have a passionate fan base. So I met their baseball coach in Wichita. Say they drove about 25 to 3,000 families to baseball games.
Wow.
Dang.
All right. They're going to have to go on to the college baseball watch.
Terry is our Texas connection.
Yeah.
He knows everything Texas. So we're going to dub him the Texas connection now.
He's like our Ed Werder. He covers all Texas stuff for us.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this.
We'll start calling him Terry Werder.
But yeah, thanks for that, Terry. I thought it was their first year, but wasn't sure. So thank you for confirming that.
Interesting team, interesting games.
So, all right, Virgil, what happened with my guys?
What, Presbyterian? We already talked about that.
No, my other guys. They didn't score any more points.
I forgot who your other guy was.
Lincoln.
Oh, I wouldn't attach your name to Lincoln, but I mean,
they only had 63 yards in total offense. Ouch.
Yeah, like I said, they have not.
The AP didn't pull the story this week, or get it wrong. So there is a story there. It's not much.
Someone probably got fired for that. I'm going to check and see if on their schedule if they play any more FCS teams coming up.
It won't let me click on them.
No, I have to. You have to.
Yeah.
By the way, their name is the Oaklanders. I thought that's pretty.
Yeah, I saw that, the Oaklanders. Yeah.
So let's see. They have
this Minnesota Seattle game, man. It's still 0-0.
There is nothing for them after that game.
Really?
Yeah. So Prairie View was their last. Which shame on you, Prairie View. You let Mississippi Valley State beat them more than you did. You're supposed to be like the better team on the SWAC West. What are you doing?
How dare you?
How dare you, Prairie View A&M?
Terry's also good at balderdashes too. Okay, so just so you know. All right. Oh, have mercy.
Some other games to talk about. One that we all picked wrong, which, like when you have gut feelings about games, it's kind of like, I can see either way this happening. Well, we all thought South Dakota was going to beat Illinois State, and man, we were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong on that one.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I thought South Dakota would have a better performance. I know Illinois State is a good team. They lost at home to Youngstown. They're still not a bad team, but I thought being at home, South Dakota was going to have a better chance, and that just did not happen.
Shout out to Illinois State, though, right? I mean, they put 21 on them.
But guys, we also, since we make fun of this man's team when it loses.
I know. We got to say something.
We have to mention the team when it wins. Congratulations to the Furman Paladins for beating the Citadel.
Yeah.
Honestly, a pretty fun game when I watched it.
24-14. So shout out to our good friend Phil for that.
But
and did you see He said, "Bring on Mercer."
I think
We-
that's it. But the enjoyment's going to end next week.
He's like, "We want Mercer."
It's like it's going to end next week. So
The Mercer Bears.
Mercer Bears still hanging on the top of the conference right now. They probably would have a better record if some coward actually, played the game that they were supposed to play. But
I knew you were gonna say that.
yeah, of course, I gotta have the recurring bit.
Gotta have it.
Speaking of cowards, they beat Northern Colorado 27-16. Tarleton State. So they beat Eastern Kentucky 31-7. And we're kind of at the point with Tarleton that how good is this team really? Because next week, or is it, let me see, so next week? Yeah, they don't apply. Next week, they're at Abilene Christian.
And that team's been kind of up and down too. Abilene Christian.
Yeah, Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian is second at 3-1 in the conference, but 4-4 overall.
Phil
Yeah.
doesn't want Alabama, okay? So they don't want Alabama. Just so you
You know
know.
that's fair. That's fair. So I don't know exactly where I rate Tarleton State because sooner or later you look at some of these Missouri Valley teams, you look at some of these Big Sky teams, and I mean, of course, this is the point why the playoffs to see how they would do. But I can't really gauge how good of a team it is because of sometimes the disparity at the conferences. Do I think they're a bad team? Absolutely not. Do I think they can take on some of the Big Sky in Missouri Valley? I think I can. I think they can. Are they going to make it to the finals? I don't know.
I mean, they've been putting up. I mean, they put up over 30 points in every game, and that one of those was against Army, which
And
they
that's
won.
true. That's what is going for them. They have a win over an FBS team at Army.
Yeah, I mean they've held their opponents outside of Southern Utah. They've held their opponents to basically 24 or less. Well, Army 27, but
So-
they outside of a couple of games, but they've held everybody under 20 something points. So I don't know. I'm like you. They got West Georgia. They won. They beat Chattanooga. Some of these teams are still pretty decent too. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like some of the teams are, I would say, decent at most.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how Army is doing. By the way, speaking of FBS, real quick, raise your hand if you knew Navy was undefeated.
I did because my friend Edward, who is a graduate of Navy, tells me
I didn't
every
graduate.
week.
I didn't graduate Navy.
Yeah, Edward texts every Saturday. Starting when they were 3-0, he's texted me, "These are the undefeated teams this week. These are the undefeated teams this week." So yes, he has been letting me know.
They just took out Glass now.
Really?
Yeah, because he was. Toronto's up 4-2. He's given up. He gave up some stuff in the last inning.
Yeah. Hey, really quick, Virgil.
Yes.
You're talking about, how good is Tarleton State? They're about to get two games that I'm looking at right now that are going to be the ones that I could tell me, all right, this is a good team, which is their
Ooh.
next one, which is Abilene Christian, right?
See, look what Terry just dropped. That's going to make that a lot more interesting.
That's what I'm saying right there. Abilene Christian, and then their last game of the season, which is against Austin P.
Austin P. Jury's still out on Austin P.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if you think about it, all right. So let's say they get past because Austin P is 5-3 overall right now. Okay. And then Abilene Christian is 4-4. So Austin P technically has a better overall record than Abilene, but Abilene is 3-1 in the conference.
See, I look at that loss to by Austin P at Eastern Kentucky.
They've each had a weird loss. They've each had one.
Yeah. So them losing to Eastern Kentucky definitely raised a few eyebrows because I thought, Eastern Kentucky is probably in the bottom half of that conference. So when you have especially a good defensive team like Austin P has, you would kind of expect them to have control over that. They just did not. So, but no, we're definitely looking at those two games. We may have, I think Tarleton, Austin P will be on the list for picks for sure.
That'll be a good one. And of course, you definitely have to add the Delaware State, Norfolk State.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to do that. But I will say this. If one of you makes a dog joke, you are officially eliminated.
Mm.
Already know which one of you is going to do it.
Woof.
No, I'm not gonna be me.
I know it's not going to be you. I already know who's going to do it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me. I know that.
So let's see. We talked about Alabama State and Alabama A&M. Mercer beat BMI 62-0, so took care of that. Still undefeated in the Southern Conference. Lamar 7-1, still undefeated in the Southland. That's another team I'm kind of interested in to see how they do. Chattanooga beat Samford. East Tennessee State beat Wofford.
How about them Penguins, though, bro?
Penguins had a bye game against Murray State.
They did. That's their second bye week because I think last week they had a bye as well. So
Youngstown State is kind of an interesting team to see how we're going to hear about when the playoff bubble comes out.
where they're going to land?
Yeah. Another upset that happened at HBCU, and I actually did not know about this one because I was already kind of catatonic about the Magic City Classic. Jackson State loses to Grambling.
What?
I saw that.
Jackson State lost to Grambling 26-24 on a late field goal. Now Jackson State is tied for Alabama State in the conference right now. They still have the tiebreaker over them, but they were a team that was really the overwhelming favorite to make it out of the East. And so kind of having a slip up like this against Grambling is a little surprising for sure. Let me see who Jackson State has left.
All right, that should be fine.
Let's see. They've got Florida A&M, Mississippi Valley State, Bethune, and Alcorn State.
But you know what the weirdest part about that game was? It was a neutral field game because they played in the HBCU Classic in Vegas. Which, I mean, I hope their fan base had fun traveling to that because, I mean, how often do you have a SWAC team going to Vegas?
Dude, that game, that loss, dropped them 9 spots in the rankings. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Holy, that's the biggest drop of the week.
I mean, that's probably the biggest upset of the week.
Yeah.
With a ranked team. I still will say Delaware State beating North Carolina Central is a bigger upset in principle. But yeah, Delaware State losing. Not Delaware State. Jackson State losing to Grambling was definitely a huge shock.
And of course, we haven't talked about this, but I'm sure we will. We will touch on it. But like South Dakota State dropping 3 spots from number 2 to number 5.
I mean, I can't complain about that.
No. They didn't. They only scored 1 touchdown against North Dakota State, and obviously, class of the whole division, the whole FCS is North Dakota State at this point. You know,
right?
It's funny because they keep switching head coaches, right, every couple of years, and they are still a dominant program. It's insanity.
Yeah, and I know people are saying, are they ever going to move to FBS? And it's like, there have been other teams that have done that before that have been dominant, like App State, James Madison, too.
Yeah, JMU, I was just going to say, yeah.
Or the Southern, another one that comes to mind. They're kind of the geographical anomaly. Because let's say both North Dakota State, South Dakota State moves up. Where would you put them? I know where I would put them.
You want to put them in the Big 12?
Big 12, exactly.
That's the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, because I feel like
they also have a state in their name, so it fits. You know what I mean? I know it's a running joke because every single team has a state on it, but like it's truth.
Well, wasn't it for a long time that they were talked about, and everybody was trying to sort of pigeonhole them into like the Mountain West or something like that?
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever looked at North Dakota State against FBS teams. They probably have a winning record against them.
They're a good team, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even know why people bother scheduling them or South Dakota State. Like Oklahoma State did that last year. And I'm like, what are you doing? They beat them somehow, but still I'm like, why? No, don't do this.
Imagine a world in which both North Dakota and South Dakota State are both in the FBS and not in FCS.
Yeah, I don't know what will happen because, like I said, there's a lot that goes into that.
No, I'm with you, right? You got to be above a certain level of like student body in order to be considered FBS or FCS. I think it is one of those. And so it doesn't make any sense for them right now. I think they would be a formidable team. They would not be a dominant team, right? Because obviously, monetarily wise, it makes more sense for them to be in the FBS more than FCS. But
Mhm.
still, man, I mean, you get a North Dakota State, and imagine having a North Dakota State, having one of those big programs, going to North Dakota State in that dome.
Oh, absolutely.
Whew.
And
And
see,
South Dakota plays outdoors in that stadium. Oh my God.
Yeah, you wonder though, do they want to be a smaller fish in the big pond or the big fish in the little pond?
We had this discussion that last week, didn't we?
we did.
Yeah,
And I guess we come back to the same thing because I mentioned it with JMU.
right.
Like, why did they want to go? Because, like, I mean, they're like obviously they're not ranked right now, but as you said, like it makes sense for them. But it's like, does it?
Yeah, it's like, do you want to you join a conference and get that paycheck, and then you become irrelevant? No, I wouldn't want it. If I'm the chancellor at any of the or president, whatever their head guy is, I'd be like, no, we don't want that. We're good where we're at.
I mean, there's always going to be financial risk involving that.
Yeah.
But as good as they are, whatever finances there are in FCS, they're getting the most of it, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know, man. It's definitely something to think about for sure. But this week's coaches poll is a very interesting coaches poll, man.
Well, you want to go over it?
Yeah. I'll start number 1, North Dakota State. Then you got and then we're putting the question mark next to this name, right? Tarleton State at number 2, Montana number 3, number 4 is Montana State. They both of them, they obviously because they won this week, they moved up. South Dakota State, not a big drop. I wasn't expecting that big of a drop. But at the same time, I was also expecting a lot more of a showing from South Dakota State. So, it's good for them to be not that low.
I
Yep.
get that they only dropped 3, but man, they lost 38-7. And I know it's the number. I mean,
I'm with you. I agree.
I
I'm
would have thought
surprised-
they would have dropped a little more than that. I thought they'd have dropped maybe down to around 7 or 8 or something.
But the quality of wins that they've had, I think,
True.
has helped them.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But then you got the cowards of UC Davis
Thank you.
at number 6.
I love that their logo is a C with an A in it. It's like Coward Academy.
Exactly.
Oh, there it is. Number 7, Lehigh. Number 8, Tennessee Tech. Number 9, Monmouth. Number 10 is the team that I keep keeping an eye on. Is North Dakota. I keep an eye on that one just because they've been sneaky good and no one's really talking about them, and they're just quietly, getting their wins in.
There was a team that you mentioned in the top 10 that I'm not completely sold on. That's Montana State.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like watching some of their games in the past.
I mean, they didn't have a good win last week.
No, they're just not. They don't feel like a dominant team. Especially
they only beat Cal Poly 34-17.
Yeah, see, I know that was on the road, but still, I feel like that's kind of a.
This should have been a bigger game.
They beat Eastern Washington 57-3. They beat Northern Arizona 34-10. Idaho State, who's supposed to be 48-14. They really played the bottom half of the conference.
Yeah.
So far, because their next game is at Northern Colorado, and really they have a really easy schedule compared to. I mean, their only 2 losses were the first 2 of the season against Oregon, and then against South Dakota State, 30-24.
Yeah.
But after that, their next toughest game is going to be their last 2 games are really going to show how they are, because you got UC Davis and then you have Montana. They're at Montana for the Brawl of the One.
And see what I honestly think North Dakota should be higher in the rankings than they are. Have you looked at their schedule for North Dakota? Listen to this. The very first game was Kansas State. They lost 38-35.
They really should have won that game.
They should have won the game. And Kansas State is ranked 17th in the nation right now. So that
the beginning of the season.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But like back then, the 17th in the nation, and you're competing with them 38-35, you should be higher. Obviously, they handled Portland State. They lost to Montana 24-23. And then after that, it's been, I mean, just bloodbath murder. Like Valpo 58-7, Northern Iowa 35-7, Youngstown State 35-17, Southern Illinois 38-19, and then now Indiana State 46-17. North Dakota should be higher than they are right now.
Look at their next slate. They've
my God.
3 murder. It's basically, I'm not going to say a murderer's row, but it's definitely 3 tough games. And
3 out of the 4, yeah, because you got South Dakota next.
Yeah.
Then you got North Dakota State. Then you got Murray State. That's an easy win. That's a good, a game to get you going to the end of the season. And then you got South Dakota.
Murray State's a trap game. Just calling it now.
Oh, okay. Let's go with that.
No, I'm not desperate to pick that one.
But again, I think that North Dakota should be higher than they are now. If you're going to put Montana State a 6-2 team, number 4, North Dakota deserves to be in the top 5, in my opinion.
No, I kind of agree with them being a little underrated. I feel like that Montana loss is really. I feel like they dropped way too far off that Montana loss, and they're finally getting their way back up.
That's what I'm saying. I think they've dropped them way too low, and then they've just been working their way up to the top 10.
Right.
All right, just to finish it up, then you got Villanova at 11, Rhode Island, Mercer 13. Then you got Lamar 14, Harvard 15, Southeastern Louisiana. Then they got the Southern Illinois, the Salukis. Illinois State at number 18. 19, Youngstown State. They made a little jump this week at number 2, up 2 spots. Biggest drop of the week, 9 spots, Jackson State. Northern Arizona went up 1 spot. They're 21 now. Presbyterian dropped 6 spots at number 22. Stephen F. Austin. Remember we were talking about them early in the season? Phil, 13 for now.
You're right. They'll probably go up to like 11 or 10 after this.
After the game. Then Austin P went down 1 spot, even though they won their game.
Yeah, they were the only team to drop with a win because there were only 3 losses in the top 25, and all 3 of those teams dropped, and then Austin P dropped 1 spot with a win.
Yep, and then just to close it up at the 25 is Abilene Christian, which just they stay at 25th. So it's an interesting top 25. I like it. I don't disagree with much of it. The only one I disagree with is North Dakota being ranked that lower than the other teams.
I mean, that's fair. So I did not realize, I'm looking at schedules, games for next week, some preview here. I did not realize Norfolk State and Delaware State was on a Thursday.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So we will definitely have to pick that one on the next show, whether I'm 100% or not. I may have to feed that information to one of these 2.
Yeah, definitely, because that's a game that we definitely got to pick. That's going to be a good.
Yes.
And I'll definitely have it up on Thursday for sure while we're watching the game. I'm going to have that game up.
Oh yeah, if I'm feeling better, I'm definitely having that one up.
Dodgers are making it interesting. They're now up. They're down 4-3 now.
Let's see some other games of interest. Idaho against Northern Arizona could be kind of fun. That's a Friday game. Lehigh still undefeated at 8-3. I am circling the Lafayette game when that was because I think Lafayette's receiving votes. Will St. Francis win? They are at home against 2-6 Wagner.
Interesting.
Will this be the game that they win? We'll see. Really? Valparaiso is playing Presbyterian. That's probably going to be a bloodbath. Sanford versus Wofford should be kind of fun, even though they're both kind of not having good seasons right now. Montana State versus at Colorado State. If what I say about Montana State kind of holds, they're probably gonna. This game's going to be a lot closer than people are going to think. Big rival.
Go ahead.
Big rivalry game. North Dakota versus South Dakota.
You're reading my mind, bro.
That is the Dakota Dome. We will most likely be picking that one. in Vermilion, South Dakota. I have never been there. I haven't been to South Dakota, so I don't know when I said I've been to Vermilion. I guess that's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, I haven't been to either Dakotas myself.
Neither have I.
But the game that we're all going to be talking about, Mercer goes to Greenville to play the Paladins of Furman.
That's gonna be a good one. But if you go down a little bit further, Alabama A&M and Grambling.
I don't know. After Alabama A&M's performance, I'm not. I will still watch that if it's available on ESPN Plus. It looks like it's not, but we'll figure that one. But there is a better one right under that. Alabama State at Prairie View. That's going to be that could be a potential SWAC championship matchup if Jackson State falls again. So that's going to be a good one to keep track of. And then let's see, Northern Iowa plays Illinois State. Northern Iowa's definitely been having a down year.
Absolutely.
Dartmouth at Harvard. Dartmouth is 5-1 versus a 6-0 Harvard. That could be another one.
Oh God.
Youngstown State is going to North Dakota State. Ed, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm nervous.
Well, after their showing against South Dakota State, I'm not going to completely. If it's in the Fargo Dome, so that's already a tall order there.
Oh. I listen. I'm rooting for Youngstown State. I'm rooting for my Penguins. You know what I mean? My wife went there, so I have to. I have to, right? Like, I mean, it is incumbent of me to root for them. So
Yes.
Huh?
You're legally obligated to. Yes.
Oh, 100%. It is in a contract when we got married. So I'm nervous. I'm super nervous about this game because North Dakota State looks so dominant. I just want them to show up because North Dakota State needs to stay in the top 25. I'm sorry, not North Dakota. Youngstown State needs to stay in the top 25 to be considered for the playoffs, right? So they need to show up and they need to have if they're going to lose, let's have a decent loss, if that's such a thing, right? I mean, I know there's no moral victories in losses, but
make a game out of it.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'll say that.
Then we've already gone over Tarleton State versus Abilene Christian. That's a 3:00 game. We will be picking that one. Western Carolina at Chattanooga could be kind of fun. Chattanooga's finally kind of turned it around after stumbling at first. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Portland State is up against 3-5 and 1-3 in the conference, Cal Poly.
Oh.
Will Portland State win this game? Find out later.
They have a chance.
I think I don't know who I don't know who St. Francis is playing yet. I don't think I have to go back up and look at that. No, they're playing Wagner. I already went over that. Yeah. Southern Illinois at Murray State. Well, it's at Murray State home. I can't see Murray State getting out of that one. UT Rio Grande Valley against Stephen F. Austin. The battle of 2 6-2 teams. I think that will definitely be an interesting one.
And UT Rio Grande is 2-2 in the conference, so that's interesting because Stephen F. Austin is 4-0 in the conference. So
right.
So if let's say that UT wins, Austin P wins, that'll be interesting. Then after that, woo baby, they're at full and fitted. Tailgate starts at 11 a.m.
Donnie, you should go to that.
If I wasn't going to be camping in the mountains, I would. If this was any other weekend, I was just around the house, I would probably go to that game to tailgate with Phil and to. I'd have to go find me a Mercer hat though. Represent for you.
You couldn't find one at unplanned baggage.
Say again.
You couldn't find one at unplanned baggage.
No, I didn't find a Mercer hat. I found a lot of other cool ones, but I did not find the Mercer one.
I will not be going to any. I don't think Campbell is playing this week, and so I was trying to go, but the problem is my Sandlot baseball club has a game this weekend, November 1st. So I might be going live on Instagram just so you guys can see, or on YouTube live, so you guys can see where we're going to be doing. So it's going to be cool. We're going to be playing up in Chapel Hill. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The Dodgers tied it up, by the way, at the end of the 5th. So
I want, and who got the hit?
Freeman singled Otani in.
Of course.
And that you have to go. If you didn't see that play, he singled that thing right down the first base line. Vlad dove for it, but got by him. So,
well, that is it for FCS talk. Like I said, stay tuned for Tuesday and Thursday when we make some of our picks on there. Like I said, we will be picking one tomorrow since Delaware State and Norfolk State are playing on Thursday.
I like it. I like it, man.
So, the only other thing I want to talk about is NBA real quick.
Sure.
Not the betting thing, but I wanted to talk about the banner raising in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you guys saw, they were playing the Houston Rockets. So Houston has 3 former Thunder players on the team. That is Jeff Green, Steven Adams, and Kevin Durant.
oh wow,
2 of them
You did tell me this.
2 of them stayed on the bench to watch Oklahoma City raise the banner. Can you guess which one did not?
Of course he did. He doesn't care.
No. So I bring that up because I thought it was really cool seeing some of the former players there. Serge Ibaka was actually one of my favorite players when he was playing for the Thunder. I have his jersey somewhere in the house. I don't know where. So it was nice to see him saying that. And then they decide to go double overtime against Houston Rockets. And then after that, against the Pacers, they say, you know what? I'm enjoying this double overtime. Let's do this again.
Jesus. Early in the season too.
Too early in the season. I mean, they're playing two top teams right now.
Yeah, they're gonna be, because right now I'm looking at the standings and the Spurs, by the way, Spurs 3-0 already, top of the Western Conference. But you got Oklahoma City, then you got Houston is 0-2. Can you believe that?
I mean, it's early.
Yeah, I know but you know what I'm saying. And then the Pacers right now 0-3. Those 2 teams, I'm not expecting them to be that low right now by the end of the season. I'm expecting those 2 teams to be playoff teams.
yeah.
And so, it's early. Like, we don't take anything serious. Just like when I say in baseball, you shouldn't, listen to any kind of winning until at least May. Right. And then this is the same thing. You got to wait until at least December to see where these teams are to really to have a good grasp of where the NBA is at as far as the haves and the have nots.
I mean, the Celtics are 0-3 also. That's unusual.
Yeah. Well, I believe that one.
Yeah.
I believe that one because the Celtics did a mass sale.
Well, that's true. Players. Yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah, the wheels kind of fell off after the
Tatum
Pacers game.
Yeah.
Yep. And once Tatum was out, and then out, they're like, yep, we're done. We're just, let's start selling off and then just rebuild.
Oh, and Pacers 0-3. I'm not buying that.
No. Neither am I. Yeah, for sure.
So that's all I have to talk about for today. With that, hockey, Preds are bottom of the Central, but I mean not bottom of the Central, close to the bottom of the Central, behind the Blues or in front of the Blues and the Wild. So it's a struggle this year, it looks like. So
there's only a couple of we're only at the most 10 games in. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still
I've already resigned for next year. Let's just go ahead and pay for it.
All right, cool.
Donnie, you said you went to a few Checkers games?
Well, yeah, the week before went to opening night actually, and we talked about it this morning. Was a good weekend last weekend for the Checkers. They swept the Iowa Wild, and unfortunately, this weekend they got swept by the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, who are undefeated in first place in the division. So not a good weekend for the Checkers this week.
The same thing applies that in hockey that it does in baseball. You got to get away from the parent club name.
Yeah,
got to get away from that stuff. I can't handle that. I'm sorry.
I think it's funny too that the hockey team goes by Scranton or Wilkes-Barre Scranton, whereas the baseball team is the other way around. I don't know why. I mean, I know they're not connected to each other, but it's just weird. My brain has to stop and process that to say it right.
My guess is maybe one plays in Scranton proper and then one plays in Wilkes-Barre proper.
More than likely, yeah. I would guess that's the case. It just still feels weird.
Jesus, Freeman, that was gross.
Let me check and see where the AF2 team, what their name was. It was Scranton Wilkes-Barre or Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
And
Did you just say AF2?
AF2 because the Pioneers, I saw them in Vegas at a championship game, Spokane Shock. So I remember things like that. They're Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
let's see here. I've got something interesting I was going to tell you guys too. Let me see if I can find.
While you're doing that, Minnesota, Seattle still 0-0 in the 56th minute. I can't. Oh man, there's some interesting stuff. I love this. Hideo Nomo threw out the first pitch. Did you know that?
Oh, that's good.
Woo!
Always
He
like
threw
that.
the first pitch to Yamamoto. That's awesome. And he threw a strike, of course.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
So this came up this past week. So as I mentioned, Florence has a new team, the Ice Cats, this year in the Federal Prospect Hockey League, and the person that was the majority owner, Parker Moskow, news came out on Wednesday that just out of the blue, he's no longer associated with the team. They put out just basically a generic letter that he's no longer associated with the Florence Ice Cats. The other minority owners were going to collectively take over. As I dug into it, I found out he was the minority owner, player, GM for the team in Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana. He helped start that team last year as a minority owner and made himself the general manager and a player. He was fired on Tuesday from that team and then removed as owner of the Florence team. And I still don't know any details yet about what happened, but it seems kind of suspect about the possibility of misappropriation of funds somewhere.
That was a roller coaster when you start out the first about him being fired. I'm like, okay, it must be some kind of front office move or whatever.
Yeah.
And about him being a player, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. So he was a player last year. He continued as a player this year. The opening night game this year for the Monroe team. So he's playing for Monroe while he's owning the Florence team this year, opening night.
Because that's not a conflict of interest at all.
Right. So the week before the Monroe team opened their game, he released one of the fan favorite players from Monroe and shocked everybody. The fans were like, "What are you doing? That's one of our best players." The team that they were going against opening night picked that guy up. So he had to play against the player that he released and got into a fight with said player in that opening game.
Oh, that dude does not belong in the league. He needs to get
out. And I was like,
although
are you
it does make
me?
for some entertainment.
Don't you just love minor league hockey?
Oh,
I was like, you can't make this up. Like, how does he become majority owner of a team while he's still a minority owner, general manager, and player for another? That's just crazy to me. I'm going to dig more into this. I know I passed this story along earlier. I just wanted to kind of throw it out here on the show because I love this level of hockey, and this is some crazy shit right here.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. By the way,
this is like a movie waiting to be made.
Kansas City needs to stop cheating. Come on, man.
So, and I was going to mention too, we haven't mentioned much about it. I need to look up the details of how they're doing because there's a new ECHL team up your way, Ed, the Greensboro Gargoyles, that are also
saw that.
They're owned by the same group that owned the Gastonia Ghost Peppers, the Checkers, and the Savannah Ghost Pirates.
Yeah, there's none around me that like close to me.
Right. I want to get up to a Gargoyles game at some point because I thought that was a very cool identity when they released it. I think they lost
Mike
their opening
Sellers,
night.
though. Mike Sellers sent me this little puppy right here.
What's that?
They're an ECHL team.
Is that Columbus team?
Cincinnati
team. Okay, all right, I got you.
Cincinnati Cyclones.
Okay.
Well, since we're talking about weird dealings in hockey, there's one soccer one I feel like I need to mention. I think I sent this one, but I can't remember. So there's going to be a match in the U.S. Open Cup that has to be replayed.
I'm sorry, come again?
There is a match in the U.S. Open Cup that has to be replayed.
Really?
Why?
So I'm glad you asked. I never thought you would. So the two teams in questions are Bellevue Athletic and Sharktopus FC, which, by the way, fantastic name.
Great name.
Great name. Sharktopus lost their game, but then they appealed it because they found out later that the Bellevue Athletic, that the referee was part of the Bellevue Athletic second team.
Oh, I saw that. Now that you say it, yeah. Or you may have sent that. I'm not sure, but yeah.
So I can't remember if I sent that or not, but
I think you sent that, and I didn't. I forgot that they were have to replay that game though. Yeah.
If I did, it was probably because hey, look at Sharktopus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I thought the name Sharktopus was pretty funny too.
It is pretty funny.
It's probably a top 5 club name for me for some of the other ones I've seen.
I would like to mention, and then since you guys are mentioning, I'll mention one last thing that I wanted to bring up to you guys is there is a team currently right now, Carrick Rangers. And you tell me more about this, Virgil, because you probably know more about them than I do.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Northern Ireland is not really on my radar, but when I saw that, I'm like, I thought maybe it was like a Division 3 team, and then I saw one of the teams I recognized. I'm like, oh, this is top flight.
Yeah. So if you don't know what's going on, so this team is actually right now they're asking for investors in this team for you to be part owner, have ownership in a football club in Northern Ireland. I'm not kidding. I thought it was a joke, but then I was digging. It's like they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on LinkedIn. You know what I mean? They got their own website and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like actual legit. So I was like, okay, so it's they're building a world-class academy and all that. I believe, and I'm not quite sure, it is somewhere around, and I want to say it's like $200 for the investment right now.
Really?
Yeah. And so I just wanted to throw it out there for people who thought, like who are looking into it. It is true. This is an actual, football club, and everything. So it's very interesting.
Huh. That would be very cool.
They're right there. They are, Northern Ireland.
Let's see where in Northern Ireland this is located, because we may as well do a show from there at that point.
Take the show on the road. Show on the road.
DHC goes international. Which one of us has a felony? We'll find out.
Oh, Patrick.
And Phil, I do wish I could have some of your award-winning carne asada street tacos.
They sound delicious.
Yes.
And so, like, it's interesting because Carrick Rangers has had a 106% growth in employee growth in the last, I want to say, a couple of years here, since they started all of this. So it's very interesting. I'm very intrigued. I kind of want to do it. Not gonna lie, because I thought it was a joke. It isn't a joke. It actually is true.
I mean, it's definitely unique. I wouldn't mind doing something like that. That gives me another league to follow.
Yeah, so there you go. Carrick Rangers FC. They've been around since 1939.
Wow.
And see, Donnie will just pay for the entire club because,
we'll take care of it.
Yeah, it's about time you get into the football game, owning a team.
I can go over there and hang out with Ryan Reynolds and those guys and Hobnob.
I'm following them, so I'm gonna go ahead and gonna continue to see what's going on with them. I'm gonna keep an eye on this team.
Yeah, I'll wait for the ticket lottery for the Cosmic Baseball stuff first to come out before I put down any more money.
Durham, man, exactly. I'm telling you, if you guys are coming up to Durham, let me know because I will go up there.
I put one for Nashville and one for Louisville.
Yeah, I've got requesting for tickets for Durham and for Charlotte.
Sports Direct Premiership, that's not a league that you follow at all?
Nope.
Okay.
What was the name of the team again, Ed? It was Northern Ireland.
Carrick Rangers, Carrick.
Okay. I got it.
Let's travel to Northern Ireland, boys. Let's go. Let's go
fun.
international.
And then we'll name the team after Eric so he can actually show up.
Oh. Well, that's what. Okay, so here's the thing: is this a break-even sports talk show, or would this be a DAC sports show? Because we both know, all three of us.
It'd be break even.
I think it'll be. Yeah, I think so too. Because Eric has no interest whatsoever in soccer,
unless he gets jealous and it was like, "Well, you guys didn't ask me." That's like, well, you don't follow soccer.
One, I did ask. You know, I extended it to everybody, but he's like, "Nah, I'm good." So
it's like that's terrible.
They do have a USA shop, just so you guys know, for some of their stuff. And so there you go.
I mean, if they're going to have, if they're looking for investments, it kind of makes sense to have US shops. I wish more teams had US shops, because I'd probably buy some from some teams. Like Hydrosport doesn't have a US shop, so I'm kind of bummed about that because I can hardly find any of their stuff.
I'm currently looking at Tottenham, that I had from Tottenham, and then they have a US shop, so you know.
Yeah.
So this has been fun tonight, boys. I really, you know what, this break even sports has become so much fun doing with these. Like, oh, by the way, gotta touch a little quick. F1, Max Verstappen. I don't know, the dude all of a sudden he decided that he wants to start winning again, and he won the Mexico Grand Prix.
He just got more.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what the hell, dude? You've been out and about. I think McLaren already won the constructors championship, so that's the equivalent of a team championship. They have already won their team championship. The only thing that's left at this point is the driver championship, which is the most important one. But they have not. That one hasn't been decided just yet. But I'm pulling it up right now just so you guys take a look here. Where is it?
Mahomes knows this game's over. He can just run. He can just hand the ball off to everybody else. You don't need to pass.
Yeah. Yeah, about that. So right now it is still Lando Norris at the top of the standings. Then you got Oscar Piastri, who is there's 4 races left. Okay. Max Verstappen is number 3. George Russell is 4. Charles Leclerc at number 5, and then Lewis Hamilton is going to be in 6th place. To round out the top 10, Kimi Antonelli, Alexander Albon, Nico Hülkenberg, and then Isaac Hadjar. So interesting. There's a couple of Spanish people here. So no American racer this year. So American teams, but no American racer, which is interesting. So there you go. I just wanted to touch on that really quick because I was watching that.
I know last weekend not this past weekend, but the weekend before when I went down and watched Bayern, they had some F1 sprints on, and I noticed right when the first lap or two, a couple of cars got into it. I think one of the top racers was knocked out or maybe 2 of them were knocked out pretty early in that sprint. Yeah, you follow it more. What's the deal with the sprints on Saturday?
That's for qualifications.
Okay, it's just qualifying.
Yeah.
So if your car up,
you're fucked.
you're
fucked.
Yeah, wow.
If you cannot get it ready, by the time it's you're gonna end up, because there's ways that you can start from the back of the pack or start on the God, what's it called? Of course, you asked me that now. In the paddock, right? So so right there. So it's interesting how those things can work out. But Red Bull is always there. It's interesting now. I want to see how Ferrari is going to finish the rest of the year, because if they get rid of their head guy, I don't know. Even though Ferrari is number 2 in the constructors, because you got McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and then Red Bull. And Red Bull was so dominant for so many years until they fired their main guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a clash of leadership. So it's interesting because now we got Brazil. That's going to be an interesting one. I cannot wait. All right, I'm done.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I am going to take a very, very long nap. Because Lord knows
By a long nap, you mean sleep?
Oh no, sleeping's not going to probably happen tonight.
You have fun with that.
So we'll see how it goes. But thank you for coming. We will be here tomorrow, maybe, and me in some capacity. I don't know yet. We'll find out. So take it easy, guys.